Hello? Test one. Episode 63. Kramer and Jess, Uncensored. Baby!
That's cool.
It's the number 2 podcast in the country for February. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody that voted for us for that. In case you are new to our podcast, this is the uncensored version, by the way. You're not listening to On Demand.
Right.
Do you want to explain what the difference may be?
Yes, so the Uncensored is uncensored, hence the name of the podcast.
I'm sorry, this video angle today, it looks like you're a rapper in the booth.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it tight or
Yeah, no, it looks cool, but it just looks like it's just a lower angle. So like, you're like, yeah, I'm about to throw down a sick beat, y'all.
Is it more intimate?
I think so. I feel intimate, personally.
Okay. So basically it's close friends, you know? So it's not like stuff that you'd post where like your grandma could see.
Yeah. Bad words, inappropriate topics, maybe, or just, I don't know. It's uncensored. You know what the word means. Fuck, you're an adult.
Yeah.
Really quick, we also do a YouTube version of this show. If you ever want to watch it, you can come on Wednesdays around 11-ish. Used to be 10:45. Now it's closer to 11.
Yeah.
And you can get that at kramerandjess.com. Just search us on YouTube if you want to and do it that way. Good morning to all our people watching live right now. Tiny T is here. Adventure Jojo. My friend Abby is here.
Hey.
TRD Production Studio, okay? And Darren G, good morning.
Thanks
for checking out the show live. Appreciate that. We're trying to figure out why Jess is the way she is, and that can be a very long episode.
That's a loaded question.
But I feel like the only way we're going to figure this out is if we get your family on. So,
yeah.
Joining us right off the bat today is Laura. This is
Hi, Mom.
Good morning.
This is Jess's mother.
This is my mom, all the way from Stockton, California.
Checking in. Laura, we got to figure out why Jess is the way she is. And we started talking about this on the radio show.
Mom, like, why do they treat me? Like, why am I even here?
Well,
you know what I mean?
I'll be honest.
Why do I do this to myself?
I'll be honest. Jess said, I think I get that face from my mom. So I feel like we got to take a step back now.
Yeah.
And understand where this all comes from.
And this is all stemming from a video that I posted on my social media, and you can see it on my IG or TikTok at Just Do It. So I'm poking fun at myself. Basically, that my friend, in the video, I'm referencing to situations where my friends are telling me just to be aware of my facial expressions before they introduce me to their maybe person that they're talking to or significant other. And I post this online, and I think now there's over 80 comments on that video of my friends just dragging me and basically being it's not just about people that they want to introduce me to that they're involved with romantically, but it's just to new people in general.
Right.
And I have friends on there that don't even know each other, but that are going back and forth about me, that are relating to this kind of personality trait of mine that I have an issue apparently when I meet new people.
And Jess is alluding to the fact that maybe this is possibly inherited, or maybe goes back to an earlier time in life. Mm-hmm. Now, Laura, this may not surprise you, or may, I don't know. This isn't even just a romantic interest. This is.
Oh, it's anybody.
It's literally anybody. Anybody that Jess meets, she will hate you up front if you're someone that's going to be near her.
Yeah.
Is that true?
It's not hate. It's just awareness.
Thank you, Mom.
Oh, boy. Now we got two Jesses.
Awareness, because we're everyone's suspect until we get to know them.
What?
Yeah. Exactly. And again, you need to understand, if you were to run into me at the grocery store, I'm I want to know all about you. I could have a totally fine, perfectly open conversation with someone I meet at the store, no problem. But it's the people who want
come into
to
our personal space and our bubble.
Okay, so let me just give a couple of examples for people that are, for our podcast fam over here. A couple examples of Jess doing this. Mm-hmm. My favorite one, obviously, is your friend Stephanie, because Jess, and now would you consider her your absolute best friend? I mean, she's
one of my best friends, and I consider her a sister to me.
Explain to us, this is your absolute one of your favorite people on the planet.
Yeah.
When you first met her,
I hated her
because
Well, when we first met, she, like, the way she came at me was just so aggressive in the sense where she was just, like, in my face, like, oh, my God, I've heard so much about you. I know this about you. Like, so-and-so said this, so-and-so said this. Like, we need to do this, we need to do this. And it was just very, like, it was just a lot.
It was too much.
It was
It
too
was
much.
way too much.
It was too much for me because I don't know her. I don't know her, and
Yeah.
I don't know you. And so it just came off very, very strong to where it's almost like a waiting period to where I have to see, like, how long are you going to be around before I open my heart to you? Because once that attachment is made, I am attached for the rest of my life. So I feel
Not just that, it's just also too understanding a person's energy and their vibe. It's like, okay, is this authentic, or are you're just doing a lot right now? And here's a circle around me. This is my personal space. Let's not cross that line.
Yes, exactly.
It's chip off the old block over here, I see.
Well, no, actually, I'm a lot worse. I mean, Jessica's super. I mean, yes, I do know that sometimes I'm like, you need to calm down. It's a little bit too much. Because I'm the one that's a little bit more, intense. So, I mean, with 3 years of experience and stuff like that, and yes, we have been burned. Even in our own home, everyone in our family knows you don't bring randoms to our house.
Okay,
Exactly.
all right, great.
Exactly.
Okay.
We have a rule.
This is perfect then.
There's a rule.
Let me ask you a question then. I want to see what would Laura do in this situation, okay? Now imagine that you moved across the country with someone that you consider to be, a friend of yours and a colleague and worked together for a long time. And Jess and I are friends,
Yes, we are friends.
Are we talking about you?
We're talking about me personally. I mean, just hypothetically. Though,
No, we're
hypothetically.
talking about Kramer.
Okay.
100%.
So it's me and Jess, right? It's me and Jess. And we move over here, life's chaotic, and there is a girl that I start to date at this point. And this is the very first girl that I've said pretty much like I'm attaching myself to. This is like my somewhat person, even though it was rocky, would it work or not?
They were dating, and she was like flying out here, and they were hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And imagine that I came to you, Laura, okay? And I want to know, what would Laura do in this situation?
I'll meet you out in public, but I don't need her to come into my house.
Okay, so you wouldn't meet in public because Jess.
So you would actually go do something with the two of them, Mom?
I'll go do something because that's just to go and socialize. There's no real investment there.
Mom, I'm proud of you because you're doing more than me here, because I told him absolutely not. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to be around anyone until I know it's like firmly committed, because I think.
Yeah, no, if someone comes into my personal space, I'm welcoming them into my home. That's a whole different thing. That better be a keeper. Don't waste my time.
No, Mom, I didn't even go to dinner. I refused to go to dinner with him because he asked if I would hang out with them, and I said no.
Because tell him what your fear was.
Because Mom, tell me, and you can attest to this. Like, I told him, I was like, what's going to happen is I'm going to go into the bathroom, and she's going to follow me into the bathroom, and this girl is going to corner me and try to talk to me like we're friends and get information out of me, and then also tell me things about her on what she's going through to try to get my sympathy. And I just want to make sure that there's a firm barrier between me and the women that he's involved with that goes either in person and in social media, because I don't want them to feel like they can get information out of me, or like I will give information to them. And I was trying to explain that to him, and he didn't understand that.
Does that sound
Yeah, no, it's hard. I had that happen. With one of Dad and Uncle Chris's friends. The girl, she cornered me like at a function that they were invited to, like literally like 2 days after they started hooking up. It wasn't even dating. It was literally hooking up.
Yeah.
And she's like, pour me. I'm like, oh, I'm going to need you to back up. I'm like,
There's
and
no
I told her, I said,
here.
hey, I go, what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. You're on your own from here on out. And I kid you not, to this day, I don't even think I think she's been to our house like twice. And that was like maybe 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, then, okay, how did you then, because again, if you're just tuning in, basically what we've learned over in the Dutra family is
no randoms. It's a
rule.
rule.
No randoms.
Hashtag no randoms.
No randoms. But when
Nope.
you first met Garage Boy, he was literally a random.
He was the most random.
He was literally, you didn't know
Love
this
them.
boy.
Again, it's about the energy and the vibe of somebody. And I could tell the difference right away because, I mean, from day one when I met him, there was an incident and I saw how he shifted it. And I was like, I like him. I'm all about feeling energy of somebody that I meet. And Jessica knows, like, other people, I'm like, I don't like that person. Even friends in school, I'm like, you better watch out for that one. You better watch out for that one.
Also, I think with Garage Boy too, he definitely had some stuff on his side because he knew my best friend. a lot of my friends that my
Absolutely.
mom already trusts knew him.
So,
Yeah.
through,
it's
through
not
connection. It
through
wasn't
connection.
a random.
It's not like, I mean, he was random to us, but it's not like she didn't have a way of like knowing who he was. It's
Well,
not like he was just some random dude on the
beforehand,
street.
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we also,
I already did my recon prior, like with all the kids that you know are like my surrogate children. I'm like, and they're like, no, mom, he's good, this and that and that. And I'm like, okay.
And the one time we allowed someone to bring people to our home that we didn't know, they stole from us. Remember that?
Yes,
who stole
that's
from
why.
you?
That's what started like the absolute I like no question whatsoever. I put everybody, all of our family friends, all of our family on notice.
Yeah.
Because it was right during Christmas time, and they stole all of Jessica's Christmas stuff. I bought her a bunch of makeup and everything.
Yeah.
And they
makeup
stole
brushes,
it?
and
They
they
stole
and
it.
they stole her stuff
Wow.
out of the bathroom.
Y'all's life is a damn soap opera. Like this is like this
So
could be a whole
from
episode.
from then, early 2000s, no one was allowed to bring new people
Yeah,
to the house.
nobody.
Okay, I
was
want you
like,
guys.
nope.
I don't want you to converse about this. I want you to have separate answers, okay, between the two of you, and see the difference here. Okay, so I'm going to present a question and then hold your answer till I call on you. Okay?
Oh, you call on us and then we answer?
Yes, because I don't want you guys to. I want you to just stay firm on your answer no matter what the other person says. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
How long does it take for a random to like earn the respect of your cool? Typically, if you were to say on average, if you look at all of your randoms to okay, now I trust you situations, on average, how long does that number take? How long does that take? We'll go to Laura first. Laura, how long would from until they basically get out of the hashtag no randoms phase on average?
I will kick someone to the curb after the first incident.
But how
If I'm
long
not-
until
if
you
I'm not
trust
feeling
them
it.
though? How
No,
long
so,
until
Mom,
like
so
you'll
you've
pick
given them-
Trusting,
Yeah.
trusting's definitely a lot longer. It takes a little bit. I mean, probably like a good, I don't know, maybe at least a good year.
A year.
If they're
A
still around after a
year.
year, then I mean that goes to show. I don't know. I'm like, hey,
Okay.
I revoke friendship applications. I'm like, I'm not in the market for friends. I don't need friends.
Mom, you've
But
never given out any friend. No, there's no applications to revoke because you haven't given any out.
Okay.
We talked about this. Nobody has an application because you won't even hand them out to people.
Jess,
Don't need 'em.
on average,
Me?
how long does it take you to finally start trusting somebody?
Honestly, probably about 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, because
Jessica.
it makes me think about like 2 to 3 years because I think about Ethan, my friend Ethan.
Yeah.
And like it took me so long, and I don't know why he just popped into my head, but it's like I didn't like him for the longest time, and he knew it, and he would talk to me about it, and he's like, "Why can't we be friends?"
Yeah.
And I was
Aw.
just like, "I just don't trust you yet. I just don't trust." I was like, "I don't know why. I just don't trust you."
But
And then we ended up living together, and like he
Yeah.
ended up being
See,
like one of my
that's
best
funny
friends.
to me, Jess. I thought yours would be shorter because, like, growing up, like everybody was your friend. You would we would drive down the street and you'd like wave to people out the window, and like, oh, that's my friend. They waved at me, and I'm like, just because they wave doesn't mean they're your friend.
But Mom, like they're my friends, but I'm talking about people that I would like trust like information
Yeah.
with, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll be friendly to anyone, but when it comes to like people in my
Yeah.
life, I think I just have to like observe you for a minute. I
I
think.
never
Yeah.
got that feeling though. I never got the feeling that you like didn't trust me or that like you kept me at an arm's distance.
No, but you have to remember the dynamics of our relationship early on. How much were you around me?
Not a ton.
Yeah.
Exactly.
that's true. Not
But
really a
did I
ton.
trust you? No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Laura's like, I
I'm
still don't
still
trust
building.
them.
Actually, Kramer, I'm still trying to build trust with you. No.
It's only been 7 years. Maybe by 10. We get to double digits, then maybe
It takes a long
maybe by then you
time.
can trust me. All right. Well, there you go.
But you know what? We're all like that, though. Both girls and myself were like that.
Mhm.
Is that do you think that's because I don't recognize that in a lot of people. Obviously I poke fun at Jess because it does seem so abnormal to take so long to trust someone, you know?
No. No, because it's really trying to figure out if people are being very authentic or not. And some people are super, and again, I would tell the girls, like, they're like, well, that's my friend. I said, nope, I can tell there's a difference between that one and this one. And it's like, just watch out for them. I could just tell, I think it's just, through the years, just experience. And it's just like, for me, I was more aware of it. And I think because of the fact that I would let the girls know, like, hey, be aware of this.
Yeah.
It made them become more aware of it, and so it's like, I'm sure as the years go by, it'll lighten up a little bit more.
I don't think so.
But
I think
I
it's
mean-
gotten worse.
I know, huh? I mean, it just depends.
It used to be 1 year for Jess too. Now she's up to 3.
Industry,
So
though, it's tough for you guys in your industry because
Well,
it's like you don't know if people are being authentic
no,
or not, or just
everyone's
trying to
fake as
be.
fuck.
No,
so.
I honestly think that has definitely like messed with me too.
That's what's made it worse for you, Jess.
Yeah, for sure.
And I understand that, and I could totally appreciate that because it is so true. You don't know, and it's like I'm good with just like she had explained one time to my sister-in-law, and she's like, it's just so hard. She's like, I have my core circle of friends at home because you guys grew up with each other and have each other's, back and always looking out for each other. And it's like new people, you just don't know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And I can sense that right away. We're all very sensitive to that. So I've always told the girls since they were little, I'm like, if you have the funky vibe about somebody, you need to turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, that's obviously, if they learned anything from you, Laura, they have obviously picked up that the trait of trusting no one.
No, it's
absolutely.
It's you just gotta see.
1 to 3 years until they can find
#no randoms.
Hashtag, that's actually the name of the episode because it deserves to be. All right, thank you for checking in about this.
Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome, Jess.
Love you.
See ya.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Your mom doesn't trust me for shit, does she?
No, she doesn't.
I believe it.
It's okay.
She thinks I'm gonna screw you over, doesn't she? I can just feel the vibe through the phone. She's like, haha, we're laughing, but just know I'll fucking kill you.
She's like, that's fine. I'm just typing up this letter that we have that I can give to our lawyers at any time. Yeah.
Why are you like that?
I don't.
Dude, hate it. Keep in mind, too, you didn't trust Garage Boy for shit. Hey, YouTube show, go in really quick. How long does it take you to trust somebody?
Am I wrong, though? I really want to. I feel like I think I'm just aware, like she said.
Shannon D says it's 3 years for her as well.
You're observing. I mean, it's not like I can't like be nice to you or be around you, but I'm just observing how you are with me, how you are with people that you know, how you handle yourself, like how much you talk shit about other people, if secrets come out of you. Like, I'm just observing before I fully invest myself into that person.
Now, keep in mind, I'm not even a trusting person. I have a lot of trust issues, but fuck, like I just don't know how in the world you're ever going to make new connections in your life.
Well, yeah, I don't.
And do you think that's healthy? I mean, that's just a genuine question. Like, are you concerned about that? That like, how are you ever? Because like, we don't have any friends here. Like, we don't have any friends in Maryland.
No. So exactly, we don't.
But mine doesn't come. Mine just comes. I don't like to leave the house. But I feel like anyone that you would try to be friends with.
I did. I tried one girl, and then like 2 weeks later, she asked me for tickets. So I was like, this is fucking why. You know.
Darren said trust is earned, not given. I
Thank
agree,
you,
but fuck,
Darren.
3 years? Actually, we need to talk to Leah about this, too. I told Leah we're going to call her up. Let's take a quick break. My therapist friend's going to be on the show for a couple of different reasons here in just a couple seconds. 3 years. 3 years to trust somebody. You trust me, though, don't you? Better question. What percentage do you trust me? Careful.
Probably like.
If you say less than 50, if you don't say less
listen, shut up. I trust you like 70%.
What's the part you don't trust me?
I think the part that like makes me not trust you is like when you get caught up in your emotions, you're not thinking clearly. And so that's when you tend to make the decisions that are like you're a wild card. And so
you don't trust me to make good decisions when I'm pissed.
When you're pissed, and so that's why I'm always prepared to handle that because I don't know because I've witnessed it before.
Let's call Leah.
Am I wrong for that?
You
can see
no.
you can see that's valid.
No, I mean I think that's completely valid. I mean, there's reasons I don't trust. I would consider me trusting you more than that, but I think you probably always have some reasons not to trust people. I don't think it's probably unless it's like your partner or like your absolute best friend.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably always reasons of why you don't trust somebody. You know, in different departments, different ways, different thoughts. But I'm not a therapist. What do I know? But I know who is.
Wait, how much do you trust me? I told you.
Hi, Leah. Hang on 1 second. We're fighting about something really quick.
We're not fighting, Leah. I'm just sick of him like talking shit about me.
Probably 80%.
He always thinks someone is mad or being like outwardly dramatic towards him.
Well,
and I'm not.
I'll tell you who I don't trust. It's Leah when it comes to expecting a text message back in a prompt
Oh my
time.
God.
I sent her something. Just how would you feel about this? I'm just curious about this. Got a really nice voicemail for Certified Mama's Boy the other day, and it was just saying how much this listener enjoys when Leah comes on. We have great conversations, and she kind of went into this in-depth story about how something we talked about on the podcast is really affecting her life. And I sent that in a text message
at 5:30
in the morning.
Yeah,
my time.
At 5:30 in the morning.
I had work at 8.
Because that's not the first thing that she does when she gets up, dude. And I've told you this time and time again.
Leah, when did I hear back from you? When did I finally hear from you?
At 2 o'clock
in the afternoon.
My time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's totally
2 o'clock.
Because when she gets up, she's not. You're not the first thing that she needs to do when she gets up.
2 o'clock.
Oh
You're not the
God.
first person I think about.
5 to 2.
The moment
Okay, not here nor there. First off, happy birthday. It's Leah's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Leah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God, I feel you do not have to do this on your birthday.
That's
girl.
what I said too.
Are you
Well,
busy?
I have it off, and I'm waiting for pancakes to get delivered. So.
Okay, so we have until pancakes get here. We got to hurry this up.
Yeah.
Okay, two things I want to talk. Actually, they actually both have to do with trust. Funny we're here because I need a therapist's opinion on this.
Full circle.
We were just talking a couple of seconds ago how Jess says it takes her about 3 years until she trusts somebody. And I wanted to get your opinion on that of like, because I would say with anybody, I don't know that I could ever trust anyone 100%, and that's fine. But I would say within the first 60 to 90 days, I get to probably my maximum amount of trust I'm going to give that person. You know what I mean? Within 3 months, I would say I've given them
3 months.
90 days.
That's
max.
not very long.
Yeah, I know. That's a hop, skip, and a jump. What?
Leah, what do you think on average would be the amount of time it should take somebody to trust somebody?
But I don't think there's a should. I think everyone, because of their own past experiences, or depends on what kind of relationship you're having.
Right.
It varies. It's not like it's like, you know, there's like a way, like a timeline, like a strict timeline of how long you should trust someone. Are we talking about like just anyone, like just anybody? Are we talking about relationships? What do you?
Yeah, me specifically, Kramer thinks that it's crazy that I say 3 years. But when I say that, I'm talking about like, because the whole thing with me is everyone has been giving me shit because I can come across as like cold or apparently mean or something to new people that come into my life. But it's like people that are coming into like people that I care about their lives or people that want to get close to me. So this isn't like the cashier at Trader Joe's, you know what I mean? Like this is someone that like genuinely wants to be in my life. And so it takes me about 3 years for me to observe and see if like I can actually trust this person, because once I get to that point, I get so insanely attached to them to where it's like 0 to 100. It's like 0 to like family, and like that's that. So it takes me a long time.
But that interim is
decide if like if I want to even do that.
And Jess will constantly, because I mean I see it from my side where she'll be like, is that really what they're saying? Is that really what they're doing? You know.
And he got mad at me because when he was like low key dating that girl and she came out here and he's like, we should all hang out. And I said no. And he was like, why not? And I'm like, I'm not going to hang out with anyone until you're like basically engaged. Yeah. Like, I don't want to, I'm not in the waiting period. Like, I have no interest.
She just doesn't
welcome. Was this Miss California?
Yeah.
She just doesn't welcome people into her life very easily. So like give me some therapy. By the way, Leah's my therapist friend. I don't know if we mentioned that or not. Like, what would a therapist say to that situation?
Well, I was going to ask, okay, so Kramer, I don't think it's necessarily 3. I don't believe there's like 30 to 90 days period of like, this is when I trust someone, because I think it varies. I really do. I feel like it varies from relationship to relationship. A lot of friendships, especially friendships in your adulthood, it takes a lot of time to get to know someone. It's not like you're in college and spending every moment with someone. So I think it takes a lot of time when you're in your adulthood to really like form a strong bond and like a lasting relationship in and of itself. Like I actually talk to a lot of clients about that because it's hard making friends in your adulthood.
Totally.
And I think there are times where maybe you think someone's cool, or you meet like a friend through work or a friend through another friend, and you're like, oh, this person's cool, and then you realize like a couple months in, yeah, they're fine, like they're a nice person, but I don't see it going anywhere as far as a friendship. So then you don't invest a whole lot as far as like having a deeper relationship with that person, because I don't know, because like time is precious, and we want to invest in relationships and people that we truly care about. So I guess my like thought is like, I think it really varies from person to person, but I also think my question too is like, Jess, have you been screwed over by someone? Like, do you feel like there's like past experiences? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. At a very young age. Yeah.
So then I think then there's like always going to be like a little bit of hesitancy with a new person and feeling like,
even 5 minutes with Jess's mom, I think I also see where it comes from. Jess's mom like, no new friends, bitch. We'll kill him.
No, we're just
there's like distrust.
We're aware. She says it's being aware.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like a very long time to not trust somebody for 3 years.
I mean, I feel like there should be. I mean, not should. I feel like there's no specific timeline, and that it can vary from relationship to relationship. I do think if you've had drama or like been bullied as a kid or have had really bad falling outs with friends or even like relationships that have gone south real fast and really hard, I think it's hard in future relationships any kind to feel trusting of other people. So I think it also depends on like experiences. Yes. I don't think there should be a timeline. Like, it's like similar to lots of other things. Like, I don't think there's a timeline to like be intimate with someone. I don't think there's a timeline to like put a label on it. I feel like it really varies from relationship to relationship or friendship to friendship. And I think it depends on the person. And I think sometimes, I mean, trust has to be earned. So I don't think you give it away, but like, I don't know. Like, I think like you also like don't share your life story with someone. You share bits and pieces, and you like start to learn, will this person respect those parts of me that I already shared? And then you feel like if it's yes, and you share more. I mean, I think it's really I don't think there's a timeline. I mean, because I'm just like, you probably don't go like, okay, it's been 3 years since the day we met. Like, do I trust this person? I feel like maybe it takes longer. I mean, but do you feel like you wait to the 3-year mark to decide? I don't
not.
feel like...
No, I'm not like checking the calendar and I'm like, okay, they met all the requirements. Because like you said, Leah, it also depends on experiences. Like there's been different relationships that have moved faster. But like that's because we've gone through something together, or something happened, or there was an opportunity that gave me or the other person a chance to prove ourselves to each other, or like they showed up for somebody else in a certain type of way. So no, I'm not over here with like, I'm not father time, you know, like I'm obviously, it all depends on what happens.
Well,
exactly.
I have a very serious question. I want you to really think through the answer before you say this, because it's has a chance to add some drama.
Me or Jess or both?
No, Jessica. Jessica?
What? I'm glad Leah's here, honestly. I feel safer with her here.
I don't feel so outnumbered. Jessica, do you trust Garage Boy?
Yes.
100%?
Why do I want to cry? I don't know why I'm so sad. This makes me sad. I trust him 100%. The only parts of me that don't trust him are because of me, because I'm constantly like fighting my own thoughts because of what's happened to me, and that has nothing to do with him, because like he has done there's nothing left for him to do to prove that he cares, shows up, like is genuine in any way. And like that's the only thing that's frustrating for me, like that I'm constantly like fighting fucked up thoughts in my mind because of what's happened to me, or like what someone has done to me, and I love him so much that I don't want to do that to him. And like that's just the hardest thing for me when it comes to him.
I feel that, Jess. Yeah.
So
there's
let the therapist
it's like
weigh in on that.
like your own well, there's your own intrusive, like it's these beliefs that stem from other experiences, and like even though you have all this evidence and these concrete examples of how much you can trust him and how much of a supportive and trustworthy partner he is, it's hard when you have all these other memories and even trauma. It could be that make you question things, because it's the protective. Yeah. Like it's a protective aspect of ourselves when we're, I mean, the intrusive thoughts comes from a means to protect yourself. Like it's really just to like stay safe in all situations. So you can be like, I trust this person like 100%, but there's like still this like tiny part of me that can't trust people like generally. And so I'm going to be like seeking or like scanning the room for red flags, even if this person's done nothing but like good things and has been a really wonderful person in my life. I mean, I think that's pretty common
It does
when
suck,
you've
though.
experienced something really crappy.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
sucks when because even in dating now, like I still
Mhm.
have that fear from previous relationships that I bring into the new one,
Mhm.
and it sucks and something I work through. I'm trying to work through, but Leah knows all about that. We talk a lot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I expect the worst in people usually, and they could be like the best like they could be the greatest person. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it comes from like a lot of it does come from past relationships and experiences. It sucks because it isn't anything that Garage Boy is doing. There's nothing, and like he sounds like he can't do anything more because it really just comes from your own stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Leah, on the trust note then, go with me here, because I felt like way out of place this morning. I thought somebody was going to have my back in this conversation. We started talking about
Oh my God, dude.
Going-
You sounded so psycho today.
going through your partner's phone. And actually, I think it was, do you have the passcode to your partner's phone, right?
Yeah, do you have the passcode to your partner's phone?
First off, what's your take on that? Do you think in a relationship you should have the password to your partner's
No,
phone
I think that's ridiculous.
to even have it?
This is the thing, is if there is some type of like trust that was broken, like cheating, like infidelity, even if it's like messaging other people, then I think it's absolutely necessary to rebuild trust. I
Yeah.
don't think it's a healthy dynamic to have someone's password. I feel like it's usually from insecurity and past experiences. Again, like if someone's been cheated on and they don't trust anyone, then they need to see, then they ask their current partner or this new person, like, to have access to their phone. I mean, I think again, like, I don't feel like this, like I don't think it's a healthy thing. I think we all need our own autonomy and our own lives and sense of privacy outside of a relationship. I don't feel like that's a healthy thing because for me, that just signifies distrust.
See, okay, so
Like
let me-
that.
No, before I was with my ex-wife, I was never cheated on. Nothing ever happened.
You had no reason
Had
to
no-
like
had no
be
reason to
crazy in the
suspect.
head. Yeah.
But I always made it like not a requirement, but just assume that all couples
He said requirement today. You said
had
that.
like I just thought in a relationship you had the other person's password, and like I said in my relationship I would go through her phone. I wasn't really expecting to see anything. I wasn't like snooping
Okay.
trying to find anything.
I'm sorry, but that sentence that you just said doesn't make any sense because that's literally what you're doing. Going through your partner's phone without her permission and without her knowledge for no reason, you are snooping and you are looking for something even before you had a reason to is insane.
But it seems counterproductive
Yeah.
to me. Everybody sits here, and this is why I'm going to shame both of you guys really quick because you're talking out both sides of your mouth. At one
But
side,
why do you have to shame us?
Yeah.
Why is that the
Because-
answer?
Yeah, literally.
Why is that the answer?
on one side, because it's frustrating to me, because it's like I'm hearing two totally different things. All I hear people like, I want a completely transparent relationship. I want to be able to have, full transparency with my partner. That's what would create a healthy relationship.
You didn't have
and I said,
transparency because you were doing it behind her back and she had no idea
I
what
would
you
just-
were doing.
I would just do it. Now, Leah,
That's
like I
not
said,
transparency.
probably every 1 to 3 months, I'd just be sitting there and just be like, let me just, I just got it. Let me just see what's going. Not like trying to find something or let me prove. To me, it was like just like a.
What
hey,
else are you doing then?
It was just like a hey, let's just check up on things. Like kind of take it like
That's
going
snooping. That's snooping.
to get your oil changed or something. But she knew I
But
had
me
her
and that-
password. Like it's not like
But
she didn't
didn't it-
know, and she had my password. She could go through any time. I just assume when you're in a healthy relationship, it shouldn't matter.
No, but you weren't like, hey, I'm going to go through your phone real quick. You were doing it while she was in the shower and she had no fucking idea
But
that you were doing that.
why would it matter if she knows I have her password and we know that like that's obviously if I give her my password and she gives me hers, there is an understanding that like hey. It'd be like if I gave you a key to my house and then you showed up and went to my house and I was like shocked, I'd be like, what the hell? Like you gave me a key
I
to
want
your
to ask
house.
this though.
What? You would
So,
be so
like,
shocked if I showed up at your house unannounced, Kramer. That would drive you
No,
insane.
I'm saying like if you're my girlfriend, if you were like my girlfriend, I gave you a key to my house, and
I
then I
don't-
came home and you were there, and I'd be like, why are you in my house? I mean, because you gave me a key. Like, hello, of course.
I think that is not I don't think that's. I don't know how to. I'm at a loss for words. But I don't think that's okay either. To show up at someone's house.
Well, yeah, if you're a boyfriend, girlfriend.
You say like, hey, I'm going to come over. Can I come over? Like, are you home?
But like, if you were just
Or I'm
there, I
headed-
couldn't
yeah,
be like
or I
shocked.
want like
you
I'm
you came to my
stopping
house.
by, or like, are you? I think this is the thing is like think about like a journal. Like what if you're okay? So say you have a journal or a diary. A lot of people journal. Like and then someone starts digging through your stuff like because of transparency. That's
Well,
an invasion
it
of
wasn't again.
privacy.
It wasn't like I was trying to find anything. But
Leah, what are your thoughts on him going through her phone in the first place without her knowing
Well,
it?
you know what's really funny is I actually remember this episode and being horrified that you were going through her phone. I remember this episode.
Of
I
what?
do. Or not episode, sorry. I remember you on the air
Yeah.
at 933 and talking about this. I
Oh.
actually remember that because Kramer, this is where I was fangirling, and then I was like,
yeah,
maybe I'm not.
Leah
Maybe I,
used to listen to the
maybe
old
I
the
shouldn't
San
be a
Diego show.
fangirl of this person who's going through his wife's phone. But the thing is, you had a reason. Like there was a feeling that something was going on, so that's why you knew,
But
right?
he was doing
But
he was
even
doing this
before that-
before. He was doing this before stuff started going downhill and everything was apparently fine. He was still going through her
I
phone
just think
Oh,
for
that's
no
not great.
reason.
I just think if we say you have transparency, it shouldn't matter. Like if no one's doing anything
But,
shady
but,
and you have
I don't think
transparency, why does it
transparency
matter?
means you can just check their phone. I think it's a matter of like, hey, like if they say they're on their phone texting while you're having a conversation, and you're like they just seem distracted. It's like, hey, like who are you texting right now? Like that's transparency, right? Like
Yeah.
versus like it's this idea of like say they say, hey, I'm headed out tonight. Oh, cool. Who are you hanging out with? Like
Yeah.
that's transparency.
Yeah.
I don't think transparency is like snooping around and like digging through someone's stuff.
Well, that's where you're wrong. That's obviously where you're wrong. I don't know. To me,
Well,
like here's the thing.
it's two
In-
against
in
one
my-
right now.
In my next relationship, here, take it. Do whatever you want. I don't care because I have nothing to hide. So that's
Right.
that's where I stand, and I don't know. You know, like that's the kind of relationship I want.
Yeah,
Somebody
and
that's
so
like,
if you're in the shower, just know Kramer's totally going through your phone 100% while
Yeah.
you're in the shower
Yeah.
without your permission.
yeah. So
But that's what I think you're right. It's about permission too. So like say you're like, oh yeah, let's have a transparent relationship where we can check each other's phones. I think it should happen if we're being transparent for the sake of transparency. You should tell the person that you're doing it.
Yeah, like it's like lacking
I mean,
respect for me.
if they ask, I'd be like, yeah, but like I don't know. That's just my
No,
stance on it.
that's not being transparent. That's like being.
So wait, so we have to
sneaky.
tell every single step of our day of like, okay, so I woke up in this morning, I took 7 steps to the bathroom, I took a poop, and then I brushed my teeth. Like, no, like
No.
I don't have to like say every step throughout my day. You know what I mean?
But if you're going through her things, yes.
This is too confusing. This is why I'm just gonna be single forever. Y'all are too confusing. Happy
It's
birthday.
not confusing.
It's not
Thanks,
confusing.
my pancakes are here.
Okay,
It's really exciting.
go eat your pancakes.
Thank you, Leah.
Thank you, Leah.
You're welcome.
Hey, wait, Leah, give out your Instagram really quick because it is good if you like great
Do
Instagram
my little
quotes.
send off that I do.
Yeah, please. Leah's really been working on her podcast send off, so let's give it some
Okay,
attention.
so I say, what do I say? Well, usually you say,
Leah,
you
where
can
do
find
we
Leah.
find you? Oh boy.
You can find me on Instagram at Your Modern Therapist, and I have everything linked on my profile to my website and my blogs, and yeah, find me on Instagram.
So,
And Kramer likes when I say, check it out.
so check it out.
Yay.
And we're like, yay, that's sweet. We're out.
It is super cute.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
The
All right.
aesthetic on here is very cute.
What is?
It's very calming. She uses calming colors.
Oh yeah, she's great. She's great.
On her
And I
page.
like Leah because she's just like a real ass person though too. You know.
Yeah.
Because she's like a therapist friend, not just a therapist, not just a friend. But that's,
Yeah,
that's
it's hard
Leah.
when you talk to your therapist and they're like, well,
Well,
actually.
yeah, back in
And I'm like,
some
I
a
don't-
study done in 1962 over at Harvard. I'm like, what? Okay,
Alright,
really
well,
quick, let me tell you the story.
What?
Because we said we're going to talk about it. We have to. We
Okay.
can't just say we're going to talk about it and not talk about it.
Okay.
All jokes aside, I want to be serious for half a second because I would by no means make a joke about this. I'm a little paranoid that this girl that I was talking to, something bad has happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know like what the next steps to take are, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So I don't really want to talk about this on the air because it's just kind of trauma-ish, man. So if you listen to the radio show, and even if you don't, let me just catch you up really quick. There's this girl that back in like freaking November, we started trying to meet up. Couldn't really find a time. She travels a lot. My schedule was crazy with going out of town all the time. Finally found a time, but the only time that was available for both of us was I was on day 9 of COVID. So day 9 rolled around. We meet up 5 days later. And by the way, we didn't like. There was no kissing. She came over. But there's no kissing. There's no touching. Like nothing happened. Day 9, rolled around. 5 days later, she texted me a positive COVID test. But since then, things have been fine. Like, she's been busy, but we talk. I mean, we talk every day. We at least text every day, right? So on Sunday, I think it was Sunday. Yeah, Sunday, I just get a text. I didn't know, we hadn't talked all day. And all she did was she said, bye-bye, Steven. And then sent me like this emoji, like rock on emoji.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 2 different texts. So it was like, bye-bye, Steven. And then
Yeah, rock on.
rock on. And I didn't see it for a while. And then I responded back and said, where are you going?
Yeah.
Like I just didn't know what she meant. It was kind of confusing, right? Like,
Yeah.
was she traveling? I wasn't like,
You didn't know she had like a trip coming
I
up?
didn't know what she meant. I was like, what do you mean? She didn't respond for like, and this isn't like her. She's usually within an hour or so, I get a text back, right? And then I text her back because I'm not like a double texter, but I started getting this weird like feeling just
Mhm.
because it was just gross. And she has red receipts on,
Yeah.
and it wasn't red.
Yeah.
And this is like 6 hours later, and I was like, maybe I should do a follow up. I'm like, hey, listen, I don't know what's going on, but can you just let me know that you're okay?
Yeah.
And literally nothing. I've heard nothing, and it wasn't like things were going bad.
Since then?
Not a word.
Since Sunday?
Since Sunday, haven't heard a word.
Is she on social media?
I haven't seen. She hasn't been viewing my stories.
But has she posted anything?
No. So like, I'm low key worried about it, to be completely honest with you. And, like,
Yeah.
I don't
Either
even
something
know.
happened or like is that her ghosting you? Like did she find something out? And I think that's like it's either one or the other. It's either like something's wrong or she's like bye.
So what am I supposed to do in that situation? Because
I
I
don't
haven't texted her
know.
again because I also don't want to be like psycho guy because we aren't dating.
No, right, exactly.
But I feel like
And you don't. It's not like you even know anyone that knows her either.
and it's
just
not
like a person.
even like a typical ghosting situation. Like
Yeah.
in ghosting, somebody just dips, but no one's just like this cryptic bye
Mm-hmm.
and like this. Like
I don't know.
everything was fine,
Yeah.
like completely fine.
I know.
So honestly, like in my head, I'm like, did she kill herself? This is where my brain's going.
That's extreme.
Maybe it's because of all the stuff with the homegirl with
Yeah. Miss USA.
Miss USA.
I don't know. Do you know where she lives?
No,
I mean, all you can do is just call. I don't think you should worry about like being looking weird. Maybe you can just be like, hey, I just really want to make sure that you're okay.
just follow up again.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's all you can do.
What would go through your head at this point?
I would like. I mean, I don't know the dynamics of the relationship. To me, before you like took it there, it sounded like she just was like, bye,
Like by
Like-
what? What did
like-
bye mean?
like over it.
but like, it wasn't.
Like I'm not
Maybe.
like that's what
That's
I mean.
just
Like
a
I
weird
don't.
thing to do, though.
Well,
right?
I don't know. I don't know if something happened. I don't know if she found out something. I don't know if she saw something that she didn't like. I don't know. You know what I
Yeah, I don't
mean?
know
So
either.
I don't know.
Just a weird. It just I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable. But as of like, it's still unread. Like it didn't show a read receipt.
Yeah, I would just like ask again. That's really all you can do at this point.
So there you go. Well, this has been a heavy episode.
Okay.
Want to end with a joke?
No.
Want to end with kid jokes?
No. I'm hungry.
All right. Thank you for voting for us. By the way, now if you want to vote for our podcast, for Podcast Magazine, just text the word vote to 855 Kramer Jess. 855 Kramer Jess. Text the word vote. Takes like one click and it gets done. Thank you, by the way, seriously. That means a lot. To
Yeah,
make
that
us
was cool.
the number 2 podcast in the country in Podcast Magazine, and for making Certified Mama's Boy number 1 again 2 months in a row. Thank you for that. Jess, where do we find you?
Just do it. JESSDUITT on all socials, and you can find my podcast low key.
And I'm Certified Mama's Boy is the podcast. That guy Kramer on Instagram. And we love you guys. YouTube show. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.